Hey family, what's good? This is your girl, Anne the Bronze Goddess, and it's time for another strawberry letter. Before we get into this letter, I want to remind you guys to check out my book. It's called The Dating Game, How to Find Yourself While Looking for Mr. Right. It's on CreateSpace, it's on Amazon, and it is now available on Kindle format. So whether you are a purist and you love the feel of the pages between your fingers and you want to get the hard copy, or whether you are somebody who is new school and you want to get it on your tablet and read it on the train or the subway, whatever it is, you can check it out. I will be sure to leave all the appropriate links below. Without any further ado, let's go get them. Okay, where do I start? I am 22 and my husband is 28. I've been married now for almost 8 months now. It has been pure heck. I don't say the other word. Anyway, my husband and I dated for a year or so before we got married, and we met through a church fellowship. We started dating, and during that year, he never acknowledged me as his girlfriend or anything until we actually got engaged. One of his exes confronted me after church service before we got engaged, and at the time, I only knew her to be a friend of his sister. But she informed me of their relationship, and she said she wanted to know what my role was in his life because they were still involved, and she felt it was unfair to me that I didn't know about their relationship. Yep, that happened. It really took me for a loop because I'd been around her and heard stories about her behavior. I knew that she thrived off of drama and attention, so I confronted him. He said that she was a crazy ex and their relationship had long been over, and that's why he didn't mention it to me. It was several occurrences like that all the way up until our wedding day with all of these closet exes. At the time, I thought that it was the attack of the enemy. Here we are 8 months later, and I see that he had been flirting with one of his coworkers via Facebook messaging, logging off his tablet, deleting text messages, which he did since we were dating, deleting Facebook messages, coming home later and later, coming home from a long day smelling like soap and cologne, going to sleep with his phone, and doing things in the bedroom that he hadn't done before. Ooh, girl, you're telling me a lot. Let me get this together. I changed jobs so that we could have insurance. I spend time with his family during the holidays, and I fake it in the sheets just to accommodate his ego. I've even gotten herpes. He said that he didn't know he had it. He wasn't even with me at my grandmother's funeral. BG, I know that I am truly a catch. I'm a God-fearing woman. I graduated with my bachelor's degree in May. I think that I'm good looking and I'm a good cook, I'm supportive, I'm ambitious, and I'm a great lover. My husband found a treasure in me, but I don't think he knows what he has. I've been praying, and I feel like God has not given me the release to leave, but really I don't know how much I can take. When I found out I had herpes, I left and went with my parents for a while. I am a preacher's kid, and I stayed there for the weekend, but my father/pastor told me to go back and try to work it out with my husband. I told God, I told God that I don't want to leave until he actually tells me that he's cheating. I don't know what to do, or I don't know what I am waiting on. I don't know what you're waiting on either, to be quite honest with you. This is the thing. I'm very, very big into marriage. Of course, God loves the union of marriage, but I also feel like what your husband is doing is very clear that he is in fact cheating on you, because there is no way that you're contracting STDs and all of the secrecy and stuff that's surrounding this particular situation. I am not going to tell you to leave your husband. I'm not going to tell you to divorce your husband. I feel like that's a decision that you must come to on your own if that's what you decide to do. But I do feel like, biblically speaking, you may have grounds for that, mainly because the Bible talks about staying away from the appearance of evil. All of this looks bad. You said that women confronted you up until your wedding day, trying to warn you. That's the thing. You know, a lot of times we feel like we are blindsided by things that happen to us in our lives, but my mom told me once that God will always send warning signs. You have been warned and warned and warned, and you ignored it all because you really liked him. The man never even claimed you as his girlfriend up until he called you his fiance. He was doing that so that he would be able to be with that girl that's supposed to be your friend's sister, his sister's friend. He was doing that. He was doing whatever he wanted to do all the way up until you got married. And when you got married, it never stopped. That's why I always say who you date is who you marry. The man never changed. I don't think that he's acting different. I think that now that you're living with him, it's harder for him to get away with all the things that he was doing before he got married to you. I think he'd always been messaging people and always been flirtatious. I don't know why he married you. I know in some of these church settings, I feel like some church folks just put people together. I think that you should be with her, and it's kind of modern day matchmaking. I don't really approve of that. There's no man that's going to come up to me and tell me that God told him that I'm supposed to be his wife. Because I feel like God would tell me that first. And God would tell us both that. I don't trust him. I don't trust him farther than I would be able to throw him. And honestly, I don't think that you should either. Trust is something that you earn. You earn it by being where you're supposed to be and doing what you're supposed to do. I talked about it before. Trust is like a brick wall. And brick by brick, it's built from, honesty and integrity and just being consistent. And when you do something to destroy that trust, it's like the wall has been knocked down. And just because you apologize, just because you say things are going to change, doesn't mean the wall automatically goes back up. He is offering no excuse for his behavior. And I feel like the reason why you're in the situation that you're in is because you ignored all the warning signs leading up to this particular situation. You got confronted after church. You said closeted exes were coming to you all the way up until your wedding day. I feel like, don't get me wrong, I think he is a bad guy for the things that he's done, but I also feel like it's important that you take responsibility for your role. When God speaks, listen. The Bible says those signs shall follow them that believe. God was sending you sign after sign after sign, and you ignored it all. And now you're in this predicament. Now you're like, where was God? He was always there. He was always warning you, but you didn't want to listen because you wanted to get married. That's what I think. I think you wanted to get married. I don't know how, you're young and all that, and I feel like the church setting that you're in, that's what they kind of, you told I don't know how much you told your dad, but to me, if I told my dad all of this, I don't think he would be pushing me to go back to somebody like this. The brother gave you an STD. He cheats, he flirts, he does all these things. You've caught him doing everything. You've caught him do everything but be in bed with another woman. You said he's doing new things. And he's just all of these changes that he's made. I feel like he is cheating on you, that he was cheating on you, and he will continue to cheat on you as long as you let him. So I'm thankful that you're not pregnant by this man, that you haven't wasted a lot of time with this man, but I definitely feel like you need to face the facts that you have. I don't think that he's willing to change because you're so accommodating. When you make it easy, when you don't make yourself a challenge for a guy, it's a turnoff. A man needs to know that there is a chance that he could lose you. And I don't think that he thinks that. Because you let him get away with not even calling you his girlfriend. And then all of a sudden he wants to propose to you. I'd be like, what kind of, no. I feel like he thinks that you're a good girl, but he thinks that you're naive and that he can pull the wool over your eyes. Clearly he is a lot more experienced than you are, and I feel like he's seen a lot more. He's definitely a lot more devious. Just because you meet him in church doesn't mean that he's heaven sent. Let me say that. Because there are a lot of wolves in sheep's clothing. Okay, the devil knows the Bible too, okay? So I feel like, it all seemed like a fairy tale romance. It all seemed like it was going to be a storybook ending, but I feel like this guy is going to drag you down. All he's going to do is continue to hurt you and continue to use you. I say pray and ask God for the strength to do what you know that you should do. I'm not going to tell you what the answer is. I feel like, number one, I feel like you already know what to do. And because you said, I don't know what else has to happen. Me either. Honestly, me either. All of the signs are there. You're a married man. What do you mean you caught him flirting? He deletes his messages, tried to delete his text message. So he's communicating with other women. That's inappropriate. As his wife, if you tell him, look, I think it's inappropriate, I don't want you communicating back and forth with other women, if he can't seem to stop, that is cheating. A man can commit lust in his heart. I feel like he married you, I don't know for what reason exactly, but I feel like he still is not done being the bachelor. And he will rob you of your youth and your vitality if you're not careful. If you don't listen to anything else that I say, please listen to this. Do not have a baby with this man. All it's going to do is further complicate your life. It won't make you guys closer. It won't make him change. You're not going to change him by having his baby. So don't even try to go that route and making it, kind of having it be hard on the child, knowing that their parents are going through these issues. A baby will not save a relationship. So don't even try that. Make sure that you do not get pregnant with this man's baby. That's the one thing that I want to get through to you. And you need to be careful, because to me, if my husband's giving me STD, then I gotta be, worried about my own husband. Like, no. He got that being fast. You got herpes this time. Who knows what he'll bring home the next time? This isn't about just you not trusting him. This has to do with you trusting yourself and saying, you know what? My health is more important than you. I love me a lot more than I love you. And I can't let you put my health in jeopardy. He's lied to you. So the fact that he's lied to you about the exes, you got all these women coming out the woodwork, he's deleting text messages and logging off of Facebook and all this kind of stuff, and he's sleeping with his phone and all this kind of stuff, you know that that's what he's about. So when he tells you that he didn't know he had herpes, why don't you believe that? Like, he's a liar, which means you can't believe anything that he says, including that. So he's out here having unprotected sex with women. This is beyond, should I stay married to him? This is beyond, should I trust him? This is about, he could bring you back something that penicillin can't cure. This is about self-preservation. But I feel like, I'm not sure that you're telling your father the whole story. And that's why he's encouraging you to go back. You may have went over there that weekend and said, you know what, we're having some problems. And your father's going to tell you to go back. You've only been married 8 months, go back. Does your father know that this man is clearly cheating on you? This man brought you home an STD? Does he know that there are women coming out of the woodwork telling you they've been with your man? Does your father know all of that? I feel like you didn't tell your father the whole story because you didn't want him to judge your husband. In case everything got okay again, you didn't want them to always have it in the back of their mind what kind of person this is. I feel like you're not being completely honest. If you tell your father even half the stuff that you told me, there is no way your father would encourage you to go back to that. I don't believe that. But I feel like you held some stuff back. You have to talk to somebody who's objective. So anyway, what I feel like you should do, definitely pray about it. But I feel like, biblically speaking, this seems like adultery to me. I'm not going to tell you to end your marriage because I feel like that's not my place. I'm not going to tell you to get a divorce because that's not my place. But what I am going to tell you is I feel like you know the answer to what your question is. Because you put all these details in here. He's doing new things in bed. He's hiding his phone. He's bringing you home STDs. Women are coming out of the woodwork. You're catching him cheating, catching him flirting on Facebook. You're catching him logging off of stuff, erasing text messages. The appearance of evil is all over this guy. The Bible says stay away from even the appearance of evil. It looks bad. And as your husband, he shouldn't want it to look that way. Anyway, that's my opinion. I'd love to hear you guys' opinion. Be sure to tell me below in the comment section. If you want to hear more of my love and relationship advice, you should check out my book, The Dating Game, How to Find Yourself While Looking for Mr. Right. It's on CreateSpace, it's on Amazon, and now it is on Kindle. I love you guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Be sure to thumbs up, alright? For me doing this video sick and everything. I'll see you guys in the next video. So next time, later divas and dudes. Dudes and honey.